What up guys, this is Shivam from smartbranology.com, and today we're gonna discuss 4 top qualities of successful people. Now these qualities come from the people that I have kind of went into for like a deep down research on them. I have seen what they have done in their life and what are these specific qualities or commonalities in all of these people. So in the past 2 years, I've had a look at a lot of successful people, from Tim Ferriss to me working with a small project with Grant Cardone and all of the others. So I came across a few things that all of these guys have, and these are those things. Now, number 1 is ability to sell. All of these guys were at the top of their field. What they have in common is that they have this uncanny ability to sell who they are, to sell what they have. If it's a product, look at Grant Cardone. He's the best sales guy on the planet right now. But if you look at Tim Ferriss, the way they sell, it is much more about helping the other person while they're selling. But selling as such is everything. Whatever we do in our lives, it's all about being able to sell well. If we are going into an interview to get a job, we have to sell ourselves. If we want somebody to marry us, we have to sell ourselves. If we have to make some money, or we have to raise money from venture capitalists, we have to sell our company and us and our team. So everything revolves around selling ourselves to other people in our life. So this by far is one of the most common traits in all of these successful people. So make sure that you learn to sell. Now, a few resources could be looking at Grant Cardone's videos. He has a lot of stuff on his website that you can have a look at. Zig Ziglar is a great person to learn from. He has a few books, and if you are interested in these kind of book recommendations, you can go to smartbranology.com/YouTube and sign up for the list. I send weekly book recommendations, and on smartbranology.com you can find about 200 book recommendations along these lines for entrepreneurs, for being successful and learning new things, period. And coming back from Zig Ziglar to all of these guys, Brian Tracy, you can learn a lot of sales just from YouTube and from books, but at the end it comes about practice. So you want to know that you have to sell yourselves, and that's what you are doing. And if you're practicing well enough, and if you're putting in time and you're convinced that ability to sell is extremely important in today's world, then you will progress. Deliberate practice is something that we used to talk about in sports psychology, in practice, in sports, like especially sports. So people and players who have this deliberate practice routine, who have this intrinsic motivation to perform and to be better, are the people who actually end up changing the sports world or whatever game they are playing. So ability to sell is number 1. Number 2 is ability to research, plan, and then learn. Now, why do I have these 3 together? Ability to research is highly important because it teaches us what to look for and how to look into things in a deep manner, so that we are not just looking at the surface, or we are not just scratching the surface. We are looking inside and we are having a look at what works, what doesn't. This is how the ability to research is how we are able to actually gain some knowledge. But coming with ability to plan, why did I have that with ability to research? Because research has to happen in a fixed planning. So research cannot just happen like that. Research has to happen in a planned way. So maybe you have a time period that you want to research on, or maybe you have a specific topic. So all of these require a great deal of planning, and then followed by ability to learn. Why is ability to learn important? I'm sure you know, if you're watching this video, you're already investing in your learning. So you know ability to learn is important already, but for people who are unsure about this, if we cannot learn every single day, we are not going to be better human beings. We are not going to be better versions of ourselves, and that is a problem. Now the next one is ability to improvise. Now a lot of you guys are up and coming entrepreneurs, so you have already noticed a lot of the plans that we have don't really work out in the real world. Here is real world, here are our plans which we feel are very awesome, and the moment we turn to the real world, those plans fail and it's all done. So what we want to do is we want to inculcate this we want to inculcate a practice of improvisation on things. So we can make things go wrong on our own, and we can imagine things. Like if you watch Game of Thrones, the recent season, the recent episode where Sansa was being told that you have to imagine each and every circumstance happening at the same time to you. So when it actually happens, it's not a surprise. This basically is the underlying principle of Stoicism. So I did make a video recently on Stoicism. You can go ahead and watch that as well. Stoicism is a philosophy of living. It is a philosophy that basically says that things that happen, there are no positive things, no negative things. There are only things. There are only circumstances. So with that, if you look at Seneca, he used to practice poverty, and this is something that I learned from Tim Ferriss. He used to practice poverty. That is, once a month for a week or for 2 days, I don't know what exact period was it, he used to have the bare minimum food, bare minimum clothes, all of that stuff. Like, he used to act like poor. So if he loses his wealth, it is not a surprise. And that is where the ability to improvise comes into play. If, irrespective of our circumstances, we are able to improvise and we are able to capitalize on whatever is happening to us or around us, we are in a good place, because we, even by not having control, we have control. Last, but I think one of the most important ones, is ability to connect and lead. Ability to connect and lead is important because we are social creatures, we are human beings, we have to stay in packs, we have to stay in our tribe. But a tribe requires a leader. I need a leader. I need you to lead me. We need you to lead us. That is how the world works. So you have to take charge, and you have to connect with me and see that if you are going to be my leader, do I want you as my leader, or do I want somebody else? So the ability to connect is paramount here. You have to see what people believe in, what people value. And if you can lead those people towards those end goals for their benefit, then you are obviously going to be successful. Now, this is something that I learned from Seth Godin, that I learned from my mentor. Grant Cardone, he says one thing. He says that if you want to help, I missed my line. If you want to make $1 million, you have to help 1 million people, period. And that is how this works. Ability to connect and ability to lead. That is it for the successful qualities, or the qualities of successful people video. Make sure to come out on the next video, so you can subscribe on the red button down below in right above the description. And also make sure to sign up for the newsletter if you're interested in productivity hacks, performance hacks, and book recommendations weekly. And I'm gonna put the link of that in the description below. It's smartbranology /YouTube. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, ciao.